Hi folks, it's Alex Guest here from Alexander Guest Historical YouTube channel. Apologise in advance for the quality of this video. I'm not that well up on how to make videos, so I'm just trying to make the best of it as best as I can. Anyway, this is a video about a discovery I made back in the 1990s, so a while ago now. Of course, without the aid of the internet and from Google Earth and things like that, and it involves the chalk-cut White Horse Hill figures of central southern England, most notably the Uffington White Horse, Broadtown White Horse, the Hackpen Hill White Horse, the Marlborough White Horse, the Cherhill White Horse, the Alton Barnes White Horse, the Pewsey White Horse, and the Westbury White Horse. Now, to start off with, I was trying to work out whether any of these figures were ancient, and the only source book that we have for the dating of these figures is this book here. I don't know if you can see that. That's the White Horses of the West of England, with notices of some other ancient turf monuments, by Reverend W.C. Plenderleith, and it was published in 1892. Let me just check that. Yeah, 1892. You can still get a copy from a very famous big online supplier, so they're not very expensive. So if you want to do that, please do buy a copy, and it's a good guide for the white horses if nothing else, and very interesting. But anyway, Reverend Plenderleith basically was he knew that the White Horse of Uffington was ancient, but his idea on ancient was the local myth saying that the White Horse was cut to commemorate the Battle of Eddington, which of course involved King Alfred. Now the only other one which is supposedly ancient is the Westbury White Horse, where he, on page 24, he points out that the top figure is the earliest one, then Mr. G in 18 whenever it was cut this figure to replace that one, and then the current one was cut on top of the last one, and this one is in concrete. It's quite good because you can go around Bratton Camp. This is Bratton Camp. You can walk down the path there and pat little Westy on his ear, which is quite nice, quite endearing really. I quite like that. I don't know if they've changed it since I went, but that's quite nice. So this one had the idea of being ancient, even with Plenderleith. The only remaining horse, which with a question mark round it, is the Pewsey White Horse. This White Horse was cut in 1937. We have a date for that. And apparently it was cut over an existing white horse to remark it, basically. But in Plenderleith's book, he says that existing on the slopes, the hill slopes around the Pewsey White Horse, there was another older white horse which was no longer in existence even when he was doing his book. So we've got two, which is the Uffington White Horse and the Westbury White Horse, which are presumably ancient, and the Pewsey White Horse, which has a question mark over it. These other white horses were in Plenderleith's book He gets dates. I don't know quite where he got them from, presumably literature that was about at the time, but variously they were cut in the 18th or 19th century, for most often for the coronation of King George III or Queen Victoria. Of course, the story goes that it was the commemoration of the Hanoverian horse, which is on their coat of arms. And of course, the Hanoverian Saxe-Coburg-Gotha line, the family, is actually the Windsor family, which we have today, of course. So that was the idea. So 2 old ones and a questionable one, and the rest are relatively modern, which is presumably why nobody has thought to look further into the white horses and how they relate to each other. Now, I've plotted all of these horses out on Google Earth, and I've given them funny names because it's far easier to go, Barney instead of the Alton Barnes White Horse. So I call them Uffy, Towny, Hinty, Marley, Cherry, Barney, Pusey and Westy. Excuse me. So they're all plotted out, all of those white horses, and I started off simply by drawing a line between the 2 oldest, or suspected to be oldest, white horses, which is, oh, hang on a minute, which is the Uffington Westbury line. I call these the guest alignments, for obvious reasons. So, okay, on first glance, they're 2 White Horse Hill figures connected by a line. So what? But of course, in the middle, we've got the very famous Silbury Hill. And if you get a ruler and measure from Westbury, Westy, to Silbury, it's about 23.5 kilometres. And if you do the same from Uffy to Silbury, it's about 27 kilometres. So Silbury Hill is nearly smack bang in the middle. In fact, the line itself goes in between Avebury and Silbury Hill, which is kind of interesting. This distance here is around about 300 kilometres. Oh, 300 kilometres. Half a kilometre, sorry. Do beg your pardon. So I then went on to think, well, hang on a minute. Don't Towney, Hinty and Marley look as though they line up? And in actual fact, they do. And not just a roundabout, but that line passes straight through Hinty, which is the Hackpen Hill, or Broadhinton White Horse. And again, we've got another one from Cherry to Pusey, which goes almost through Alton Barnes. Now, I would encourage you to, if you've got a computer, look on Google Earth, plot this out by yourself, do it as accurately as you possibly can in order to prove these findings. If you haven't got a computer, then get a map. You might need a few to get enough geographical area, and you can do the same on the map. So please do this and check my findings. But anyway, moving on, we've got the Uffy to Cherry line, which goes straight through the Hackpen Hill, or Hinty White Horse. And again, the last one is the Marlborough to Westy line, which goes straight through Barney, which is the Alton Barnes White Horse. Now, if you remember back to what I was saying about Plenderleith, Plenderleith was saying that there was stories of an existing or an older White Horse before the 1937 White Horse, and before the precursor to that there was an older White Horse on the slopes somewhere around here, which has all gone. No existence evident for it. Now you'll notice that there's a little quarry there for chalk, so that could have robbed out the old White Horse, but I'm going to put in a suppositional position for the Pusey, for the older, the ancient Pusey White Horse, and say that it's there, because if you do that you can then line up Alton Barnes absolutely precisely both ways. Excuse me. But then again, that's entirely suppositional. As I say, it could have been there, so the alignment might have been a bit further off. It could have been there. I'm predicting that someone in the future sometime will be able to locate the original Pusey White Horse location, which is somewhere to the west on the hill slopes of the Pusey White Horse. Anyway, moving on. I'll take off those suppositional ones because they don't actually exist in real life at the moment, and I'm going to put in Stonehenge, because Robert John Langdon, in his excellent book Prehistoric Britain, the Stonehenge Enigma, I hope he doesn't mind and think that I'm putting out a spoiler alert, but one of the conclusions that he reaches is that within the site of Stonehenge there are station stones, and there's one station stone down here, which sorry, I was going to go into that, but I won't spoil that. There is one other one up here, and the alignment goes through some various ancient features in the landscape, ancient monuments. It goes up through Alton Barnes, as he himself recognises, and then ends up at Avebury. And I can put in that one right here. Excuse me. There's Alton Barnes. That's the alignment. So that one has been written about before. What is not known currently is the fact that if you continue the line, it doesn't quite match. It's off probably, I don't know, half a kilometre or a kilometre or something, but it's a near match to the Broad Town White Horse. That's nearly where it gets to. So there is a possible alignment there. And the last thing I'd like to point out, which is not actually to do with the white horses, but something else that I've been noticing, or something else that I've noticed since I've been doing this exercise, is the fact that if you put in the Sanctuary and Walden Mount, which is it was originally called Sill Baby, discovered by an amateur archaeologist and renamed Walden Mount, we can quite clearly see that there is actually an alignment there. Don't know what that's all about. Maybe somebody will be able to enlighten us all, but it is there. The alignment is there. So that really is the crux of what I'm getting at. I'm going to take that one off a minute. And I'm going to take that one off. This to me is the crux of the matter. The white horses in central southern England are supposed to be, apart from Uffington and possibly Westbury and possibly Pewsey even, are not supposed to be ancient, and yet they line up. There are 4 alignments, each with 3 white horses in them, and 2 couples of them line up in a cross with each other. Now, okay, the Alton Barnes alignment as it stands is a little bit off. I've explained about that, what I think about that. But I don't think that this is by chance. You know, if you're going to put a white horse on a hillside somewhere and to commemorate, let's say, the platinum jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II, then you're going to choose a piece of hill which is the best piece of hill in your possession, and you're going to put something like, I don't know, a crown or a corgi. The Queen likes corgi, something like that to commemorate the Jubilee. But would you, in all honesty, put a white horse on 6 different occasions, all a white horse, all facing the same way, to commemorate a royal jubilee, basically, or coronation, I should say? And if it's the case that they were aligned for that coronation, why does nobody mention it? Why is that all tucked away? Is that something that you would do if you were planning out something like that for a coronation? I don't think that you would, bearing in mind that this is many kilometres away. I've forgotten the figure now. So what would be the point, and how would you survey it without GPS and things like that? So really, that's the crux of the matter. Now, as to the meaning of what this geometric pattern is in antiquity, because I think that this clearly points to, with Uffington, the Uffington White Horse being 1000 BC, I think this clearly points to all of the white horses being built at a similar time to a pre-planned arrangement. And of course, it's not the actual carving of the white horse as we see it at the moment that counts. It's the position of that white horse as it was placed, due to, according to the plan. So that geometric pattern must mean something. And in a later video, what I plan to do is to go back to the Uffington White Horse Hill site and see Uffy and see Dragon Hill, because that has a story to tell as well, I believe. There's Dragon Hill, and it will go a long way to explaining what I think this geometric pattern might have something to do with. So that, I think, is the end of that video. So thank you for being patient and watching my ridiculously basic tech video. It's the only way I could think of doing it without going into YouTube video thing. So yes, please do check out my guitar website, alexanderguestguitars.com, where I've got a range of electric guitars and semi-acoustic guitars, which are all available for custom orders. They're not off-the-shelf items. They're custom designed and custom made for you according to these designs, these basic designs. So if there's something that you like there, please get in contact with me. Otherwise, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please do comment if you think that there's anything that you can think to say about it. Okay, cheers then, ta-ra.